G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Why? Why sometimes do we even bother with this stuff? Why do we even try and watch these awards? Why do we even care about NFL honors? This makes no sense. You guys might have saw me in the live, and if you didn't, the first time you're catching this, I know that you've already seen what has happened. But you think, why do we even care about these awards? They're just for, a popularity contest. It doesn't really matter. Like the fact they chose Myles Garrett over TJ Watt with less stats and lesser play than TJ Watt makes no sense at all. Absolute BS. BS. So I do thank you guys if you did check out my live before. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts in the comments and opinions and do the same thing here too. It's absolute BS. TJ Watt should have 2 DPOYs of the year, maybe even 3. Definitely 2 though. Today, he was robbed. He was robbed a few years ago again. He got it last year. And this year, they're like, you know what? Let's give it to a new person. Let's give it to Myles Garrett that did absolutely nothing in the playoffs, had like 1 tackle. TJ Watt didn't even play in the playoffs, and he had more of an impact than he did than Myles Garrett. Makes no sense. We had here TJ Watt says on Twitter, and I reposted, nothing I'm not used to. That says it all. TJ Watt's calling it out. He had better stats. You go to the stats. You have here Myles Garrett had 42 tackles. TJ Watt had 68. Solo, 33 solo for Garrett. That's less than 48. 14 sacks, less than 19. 37 pressures, less than 50. 16 quarterback hits to 18 quarterback hits. 17 tackles for a loss, 19 tackles for a loss. Forced fumbles, 4 each. Fumble recovery, 1 and 3. Interceptions, 0 to 1. Pass deflections, 3 to 8. Touchdowns, 0 to 1. Every single stat is going towards TJ, but we knew this. We knew this. Steeler fans around the internet, around the world, all around Australia, England, wherever, USA, Pittsburgh, the heart of Pittsburgh Steelers, right in the country where the team's from, we all knew this, that TJ Watt was going to get robbed. So we shouldn't be that mad. We should be a little bit mad, though, because we saw the writing on the wall. That was Myles Garrett, that he was going to be coined DPOY of this year in 2023. And the Browns went on this success story, getting to the playoffs. They comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco. Probably should have been Damar Hamlin because he survived. He came back to life. Damar Hamlin was pronounced dead, and he came back to life. How much more comeback player of the year can you get than that bloke? I call some of this a bit of riggery, a bit of deception, a bit of cheating from the NFL, that in terms of betting and betting sites, because TJ Watt would have been favorite and also Damar Hamlin would have been favorite. And how you go and give Kevin Stefanski Coach of the Year when it probably should have went to Dan Campbell. Got the Lions to the divisional round and then 1 round away from the NFC Championship game if they didn't, mess the bed. They could have won that one and been in the Super Bowl. It should be going towards the Lions and Dan Campbell, then it going towards the Browns, just having a chance to go to a playoff game because you had a good run with a quarterback that is Joe Jack Flacco. It's absolutely nonsense. So TJ Watt, I feel ya. Nothing I'm not used to. TJ Watt snubbed again. It's absolute BS. It just makes no sense. Everyone around as fans, we see, and if you're not a fan of the Steelers or you're a fan of the league, you see that TJ Watt is the best defensive player in the league. The best. He should be given the award this year and even next year. And last year he got it too. And you're going to give it to a bloke that swings helmet? That's one of my biggest things. One of the biggest things is that Myles Garrett a few years ago, apparently Mason Rudolph said something, which he didn't. It's been known now that the teammates heard what he said and there were things moving around. There was nothing said of that nature. And then Myles Garrett grabbed Rudolph's helmet off his head and swung and hit him in the head. How are you going to support and back that kind of a player? I can't stand the Browns, but I can't stand Myles Garrett for those actions either. It fires me up. You're giving him the advantage, giving him, the award to say, you know what? Congrats, mate. You're the best in the league. You're the best defensive player in the league. Well, for what? Almost getting there? For beating your guy and beating the pass rush rate and going past him and getting a chance to maybe sack the quarterback when the numbers tell you that TJ Watt was a better player via the hits, pressures, sacks, solo, tackles, everything. Everything. 68 tackles, 48 solo, and plus 1 touchdown and an interception, fumble recoveries. He's all over it. And Myles Garrett went quiet, absolutely quiet in the playoffs and did nothing. So it was a two-man race to the end. Myles Garrett got over the edge, but we saw the writing on the wall that was going to be his time to shine for Defensive Player of the Year when it really shouldn't be. These awards are a joke. They're an absolute joke. Lamar Jackson got MVP of the year. How did he go in the playoffs? Turned it over and see you later. He won one game and then lost it all. Lamar Jackson's okay, but is he the best quarterback? No. He can be a good runner. He can move around. He's a good athlete, but he's not the best quarterback, right? Sometimes I think, too, there are stats out there. I think there are stats out there for blokes that are getting a lot of tackles that sometimes I think, what about MVP going to someone that isn't a quarterback, right? Every year goes to a quarterback, goes to these players, and it's like, can we give it to someone else? If I go to the 2023 regular season stats, what about giving it for once? Bobby Wagner. I saw this stat the other day. Bobby Wagner in 2023, he had 183 tackles. Will that not say that Bobby Wagner might be one of the most valued players or most popular players on the team, but you give it to MVP being Lamar Jackson, right? Tua, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, Brock Purdy had more yards, but Lamar Jackson gets because he's more fancy, getting the more rush yards and rush TDs. I don't know. I don't really understand it. TJ Watt, though, as he come back to him, and I'm going to end the episode, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments. TJ Watt got 19 sacks. Trey Hendrickson got 17.5, 17.5 for Josh Allen, not the quarterback, the other guy from Jacksonville. Khalil Mack got 17. Danielle Hunter got 16.5. And then all the way down the list was second the quarterback, which is their job as a pass rusher, is Myles Garrett was 7th in the league with 14. They give the award to him, which makes absolutely no sense. Like every Steeler fan should be pissed off, at least for a day and another day. Like just really pissed off and hold that energy. TJ Watt should be pissed off and annoyed that he says, I'm not used to. But man, the NFL honors and the NFL rigory at play, they're going to give it to a guy that was 3 years ago swinging his helmet, trying to hurt someone with intent to, bonk over their head. Not than a standout guy like TJ Watt does everything right, and he should be winning back-to-back Defensive Player of the Years. Pretty fired up, man. I don't understand the stats. I don't get it. It doesn't matter how many tackles you have, sacks, pressures, hits, tackles for a loss, forced fumbles, interceptions, deflections, touchdowns. It doesn't matter. It only matters if you get there close. That's what matters. I'll see you later.